Hello, you're feeling down. Welcome to the show. Now it's time to go. There is no pain you are receding. On the terror on the horizon. Seems to be quite okay. Very clear video here. So I think it's quite alright. And thank you so much, Tim, in the chat room. You've just put Pink Floyd song in my head, thanks to your first comment in the chat. I love Pink Floyd. What an amazing band. My favorite album is Dark Side of the Moon. I could listen to that, every week, and I never get bored from that album. Such an amazing one. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Everything seems to be pretty good. Shine On You Crazy Diamond. That is a great song also. All parts. I love their concepts. That the album doesn't have any breaks. It just flows in one big thing. That's pretty cool. I saw Pink Floyd at least twice at the Olympic Stadium here in Montreal. Once in 1987 and once in 1993, I believe, somewhere around there. Great memories. Just love. Cool. I remember the first one, 1987, because it was my first year in college after high school, which is kind of here in, I don't know everywhere in the world, but here in Quebec, high school is like you do nothing and you still have in my case. I didn't do my homework, didn't do nothing, and I passed with 90% score in high school. But then you get to college, and it's the shock. Because if in college you don't study, you're going to have 20%. It's just like a big difference. And I remember that my first year of college ended in 1987. And the exact same day that I had my last exam, and I was in science. I was studying in pure and applied sciences. So I had physics and chemistry, math. It was one hell of you would study all the time basically. And when I had my last exam, which was a chemistry exam, I got out of the exam, and it was I believe May 15th or something like that. And I was like, oh God, summer's here now. And the same day that I had my last exam, in the evening, I had Pink Floyd. Boy, that was so cool. So, hey everyone, welcome to this live show. We are live from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This is the Live Tech Show number 57. We are Tuesday, December 13th, 2016. And, the way it works, I try to answer mostly the questions that are in the email. Of course, if questions come through the chat room at some point, we'll have an interaction and check it out. So this show is every Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours Universal Time. Hope you enjoyed today's show as usual. And it's fun to be here. And of course, answer everybody's questions. Of course, if you want to help, donations are accepted, of course, of any kind. Patreon.com/radio and computers is a great place because you can pledge per video. You can pledge the way you want. It's it's very, very flexible. And if you want to give something every month, what's cool with Patreon is it's just that. You pledge what you want to pledge every month, and it just is automatic every month, comes in. Also, PayPal at the Yahoo email that you see here for one-time donations if you don't want to get the hassle of going to the patreon.com, become a patron or anything. You can send me a PayPal donation. They're really, really, really helpful, I got to say. Much more than probably you think. So anything, even if it's just $1, it's always, everything is accepted and everything's a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that has donated already. And, hey, if I've helped you in any way, maybe you didn't have to pay that tech guy one day because I posted a video or I did something and it's like, wow, I didn't have to call the tech guy. It saved me money. Well, why not take a little bit of that money you would have paid and send it out as a donation? That's an interesting idea. Okay, we're going to start off the show, everybody. So there's a chat room in the YouTube, place, the YouTube channel. So you can actually get to the YouTube channel and view our video, but live. But there's a chat room. You need basically often a Gmail account in order to have it working. But that's pretty cool. And we, of course, have everything working. We'll answer your questions, of course, today, as usual. So we're going to start off with a question. A few of you have sent me that question, including Scott Scherer. Just want to make sure I've got the name right. Let's just go back here. So, question from, let me just check. Okay, Scott Scherer. I hope I got it right. Also, the same question came through with Matthew Darling, and also another one called Mr. Insider. So all going with the last preview, and also Tim sent me today a email that I've just received not long ago about his success or not much success of the Insider preview. So by the way, hello everybody in the chat room. Hope everything is all right. And we'll get to the chat room in a few minutes when we go to the chat room for interaction a little later on in our show. So the questions. First, I'm just going to read Tim Robinson's email. He had a lot of problems. He says he was having major issues with just about every app and the latest updates. On the Insider preview, after various fix attempts and zero success, including a full reset, he had to clean install from the latest image file, and not had a chance to test yet, but we'll keep you posted. So, that's pretty interesting. So lots of errors, DLL errors, trying to write and read only area, page file errors, memory address errors. Really, really weird. So mine works fine, except that I do find it a little sluggish. I've noticed that Microsoft Edge is slow in fetching web pages in 14.986 for me. But apart from that, I've not had any major issues, basically. And funny, because when I made my review, the notifications panel because this is my insider machine, was stuck and didn't want to open most of the time, and now for some reason it's gone back to normal. So it's kind of weird. It kind of fixed itself. I don't know. It's really weird. Or maybe after 2 or 3 restarts, it changed something. Unable to install, error code when installing. This is common to a lot of insiders, by the way. Unable to install. That's because the install process on some machine isn't working well because of some kind of backed up, all the files that are still kind of there in the Windows update. Look at my channel. I have a fixed. There's Microsoft has a web page where there's a Windows Update Fix-It tool that you download and you run. It fixes the update problems, and after that, it comes back to normal, works well. So all you need to do is fix the update. That's what. Basically, that's how it works. Just you run the fix-it tool. Look at my channel. There's a fix for that. It's a lot of insiders had that problem, and it seems the fix-it tool works well. Also, another question that I've got. A few of you said that after the upgrade finished, you can't boot up. When you boot up, you get to a black screen, and it just freezes there. A lot of people send me questions of problems in their insider machines, and one of the things that I have to stress out, I've said it many times, I don't answer any questions about problems on insider machines unless there's a common problem that a lot of people have and that there's a fix for it that we know. Why? It's an insider preview. Insider previews are beta software. They are not finished. It's code that seems to work well, but could have multiple bugs in them. That's why we are insiders. We are here to report that. We are here to report, hey, after it's finished, it doesn't boot up. When they get a bunch of reports of that, they will look into it, and why it does that is to prevent the end user in March, when it gets the creator update, from having that problem. So if you've got problems, there's most of the time there's no real fix. You gotta wait. My honest answer for most of the people that ask me, oh well, I got problems after the upgrade. Well, wait till the next insider preview, and probably it's gonna fix things. Or go back to the last image file, which is the image file for the last image file. I think it's 14971 or something like that. So you can go back in time a little bit. You'll have a working insider preview, and wait for the next insider preview. And I've got Matthew. One of his questions is, do you recommend antivirus in the insider preview? Because he says he's using it almost as his main machine right now, even though it has a separate computer. And he's wondering if he should install something like, not 32 or, what? In an insider preview, I do not think it's that it's a good idea to install an antivirus. If we look at the logs of what the problems were in the past few builds, and even last year before we went to the anniversary updates and all of that, so many times insiders could not update their insider preview for a simple reason: the antivirus was blocking everything. Also, I've seen many reports that antivirus, you're upgrading, but once the upgrade's finished, it's broken, and the antivirus is often to blame. So just keep the basic Windows Defender that's in the insider preview. You are protected, and I think it's fine. And I think it's a better idea than installing a an antivirus of some sort. So you know, just keep it the way it is. So yeah, the free upgrade to Windows 10 is over, and the only thing, and I don't know if it's still working, I've had no clues lately if it's working. If you've got a Windows 7 or Windows 8 key, there was possibility to still upgrade to Windows 10 using that key, but I don't know if it's still valid now. Last time I heard it was valid was a month ago or something like that. So is it still working? Is it not working? I don't know. But if apart from that, free upgrades over for Windows 10, and you got to pay for it. And but you know, if you don't mind trying it out, you know, upgrade with the Microsoft. You know, download the image file that you can do for free. Download with the Microsoft creation tool. Upgrade your existing operating system using that to Windows 10. Enter, if you have a Windows 7 key or Windows 8 key that is a valid key, enter it when it asks for a key. And if it continues and it says, hey, you're fine, you're okay, and you're activated, thank God you got it for free. If it's not activated or doesn't want to activate, then no, you're not, and you're going to have to go back to your old operating system. One thing at least that's good is that you'll have a 30-day trial of Windows 10 that you can work on. And basically, that's how it's going to work out. So my cat here wants to come. Come on, here we go. Our little cat, Paul the cat here, saying hello to everyone. Which is, I don't know, every time I talk on a live show, he has to come. There's something that intrigues him that he needs to come to. Okay, let's talk a little bit. I'm going to put this here for a few seconds. Let's talk a little bit about today, Patch Tuesday. And first of all, the updates were released. I've installed it on my PC about an hour and a half ago. And my computer took about 5 to 7 minutes from restart to complete install. So depending on the computer you have, anywhere from 10 to 20, 25 minutes should be the norm. Depends on the speed of the computer and what software you've got installed. So today's Patch Tuesday, I will make a video of what it fixes. It does fix a lot of things. One of the things that I did see in the log, because I posted a video this morning about a issue with the Ethernet connection, or not just the Internet, the Internet connection in general is not there on some people that upgraded last time with the cumulative update. Sorry guys, dry throat here, as usual. So they fixed that in today. So today it's a mix of security updates, and there's a lot of bug fixes also. It's a mixed bag, and which makes me wonder, if you had to do a mixed bag today, why didn't you just put last Friday's or last Thursday's cumulative update with everything today and just have a go at, you know, a full cumulative update? It's kind of weird. It was a very weird update last week. So why not? Why last update was not bundled with this Patch Tuesday? I don't know. It's anybody's guess. One thing that I didn't notice though is that the last cumulative update on Friday was out for more than a week and a half, if not almost 2 weeks. And they had a major bug with it, and so it got kind of, you know, we should have had probably that last update more than a week ago, and it was pushed later on. And because it was probably out, they had no choice to just push it as a separate update. So today's patch update, fixing some issues, and basically There's a bunch of fixes and a bunch of security updates, including Microsoft Edge. There's a Flash Player security update again. Incredible. Every month, Flash Player has a security update. So, we're going to just update your machine. And I'll post a video later today with details of what we have exactly in that update, so that you guys know a little more about it. Also, I want to talk about something that a few of you have mentioned that were a little scared. There was a few articles about the Microsoft Edge security problem with Smart Screen. Smart Screen is a filter that's in Microsoft Edge. It's there to protect you from websites that are malicious by displaying a red screen and telling you, well, you shouldn't go there because it's bad. Now, the problem is that the Smart Screen has a bug. And it seems that if you go on a web page that has been programmed to activate it, you can have basically false or malicious tech support numbers show up. So an example they were showing, somebody could say, oh, Facebook.com is not a correct website. You might be infected with viruses. Call Microsoft Tech Support and there's a phone number. Now that is spam. Remember that the Smart Screen filter never does that. It will tell you that a website isn't working, but do not call any numbers you see on any website, even the Smart Screen one. And one last detail about this, because what scared some users, including in the chat when we usually have Grapple Pearls here. Well, one of the articles was kind of hinting that it could steal your personal data. And I didn't like the way that it was written, because it was written as if the Smart Screen flaw could have people stealing your personal stuff. It's not the case. It's just that bad guys can actually display a false Smart Screen red screen, basically, and have false information in there, and clicking this or call this number to have tech support for free when it's not. It's just that it's false claims. It's basically like a really just, there's no, if you never call, these bad, and we were talking about Grapple Pearls that was just downloading the updates. So basically, there's no security issue in there, that if you are careful and you do not click or call a phone number of tech support or anything that shows on your screen, there's no, it's not a problem. Also, the other thing that you need to know is that for that to appear, for that false page to appear, you need to be on a web page that has a carefully crafted code in the page that will make the Smart Screen filter show up. So that means, first of all, you need to be on a bad page. You need to be on a page that was crafted by bad guys. So if you get this, you're probably in a page that you should not visit anyway. So if you're careful on the internet, this is a non-issue. There's no reason why the Smart Screen filter would pop up with false information. And basically, just, never call any phone number that you see that pretends to be from Microsoft in any web page and anything that pops up on your machine. It's, it's always scams, and it's always dangerous. So just make sure that you are careful with that and don't click everything. Very, very, very careful. So, it's not that much of, it's not one, that bad, basically. And I don't know if Patch Tuesday, because I didn't post a video because I don't know if Patch Tuesday, because there's a Microsoft Edge security feature update. I don't know if it fixes that smart screen thing. I'm gonna check it out today and see if yes or not they would, it fixes this. Okay, iPad questions coming to us from Frederick. Frederick is in France, says hello, and he's been watching the show for a while, and also he says that he enjoyed a lot the Surface Pro 4 unboxing last week. Was fantastic, and really enjoyed having also my co-host Gabrielle. So that's cool. Nice to know that you were watching. So Frederick says he has a few questions for the iPad. He wants to know, first of all, he's got a digital camera. Now, it uses SD cards. And he says he bought the iPad thinking that it had an SD card slot. And he noticed no SD card and no USB. What can I do to read my SD cards? Is it at all possible? Yeah. You can buy a third-party adapter, or even Apple sells one also, that plugs into the iPad's connector. And that adapter, once plugged in there, you can put an SD card or all sorts of memory cards and read the pictures. So because you want to transfer the pictures on your iPad, you will see the pictures and you'll be able to transfer them on the iPad if you wish. So it's an adapter that exists. There's the Apple one. There's the Apple one, and there's the there's quite a few third-party ones that accept SD card. There's one that I don't remember the name. It's like not Memorex, but something like that, the name. And it's on Amazon, and it reads SD cards, but also USB thumb drives. I would maybe go to that one because it's kind of cool. You could use a USB thumb drive on your iPad, which is something that might be interesting. So yeah, you just check it out. You'll have an adapter. Also, you say that you've got an iPad mini and that in the past month or so, battery's draining real fast on your iPad mini. Now, the iPad mini, many iPad users, by the way, have said that iPad shuts down suddenly. Battery drains really fast in the since 10.1. So basically on 10.1, today we had 10.2 released for iPad, iPhones, and iPod Touch. Upgrade your iPads to 10.2. One of the things that I know that it fixes, apparently, is the battery issue on the iPads. So your iPad mini has that battery issue that everybody's been going crazy. Everybody's going crazy, basically, since 10.1. So apply today's updates. And last but not least, you say that you've got an iPad with a cracked screen and wondering if you can get it fixed. Yes, go look around you. I'm sure that somewhere in France, you just have a shop somewhere that will change that screen. An iPad screen typically will cost you about $150 to change. And basically, it will bring your iPad back to life. It's not much compared to, if you bring it to Apple, it's going to be even more expensive. So I often strongly say, hey, use a third party, use a little computer store that says they can change the iPad screens. They usually work well and usually have no issues. Or you can bring it into Apple store, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a lot of money if you do it by Apple's website. So here the cat. So, but you can get it fixed. It's something that is easy to fix. So basically. Okay, random questions. Random questions coming to us. Let's just check the email again. So just logged out. There we go. Back into the email. Okay. So basically, the question that is okay, here we go. So sorry guys. Okay, so the question comes all these questions, all the questions here come from Sylvia, regular contributor of questions. Sylvia says, hello, enjoy your show as usual. A few questions for me and my family. So she wants to know, because she's curious, how websites actually know where you're located. So she says she remembers the first time that she turned on her PC and went to Google Maps, and it pinpointed pretty precisely where she lives. And she says, I found that scary. How do these websites know where I am? Well, there's something called reverse DNS lookup. Basically, they look up the IP address and everything, and they kind of know, thanks to a database of information that's available on the internet for anyone, where you are. It pinpoints, there's a good and a bad side to this. If you live in a small house and you're the only owner of the house, and there's only one house on the where you are, and the other houses are like space, not glued next to each other, basically, it's kind of easy to know where you are, and pretty much everybody can see with a reverse lookup of the IP address where you're located. So in a small home, it's sad because anybody on the internet can really pinpoint where you are, and that, I'm not sure I find that super cool. The idea of, pinpointing approximately where you are is okay for me, but not pinpointing where you are. And the reverse lookup for IPs and DNS actually pinpoint quite accurately. In places like where I live, which is a 6-apartment complex, the good side to this is that if you pinpoint where I live, well, at least you've got 6 apartment units to go through. You don't really know which one is the one that the person is in. But these have been on for a long time, and the only way to avoid that is to use a VPN. If you use a VPN, you can spoof your location. You can say, you can use a VPN and say, I want to come out from, Vancouver, Canada. And then any tests and anything that it's done to check out your location, well, it turns out is Vancouver, Canada, or whatever. And that there's a lot of bad things that I don't like about the fact that your location is pinpointed so well. But basically, the only thing that can be done is use a VPN if you want to spoof it. Now, if you use a VPN and you spoof it, the bad thing is that every website you go to now will not know where you are. And the problem with that is not knowing where you are means if you go on a website with the weather, you're not going to have the weather available for your location. It's going to give you the weather for somebody else, basically. So that's the bad side of a VPN. But the good side of a VPN, yes, it will make you more anonymous if that scares you. You say that your son has a problem with his computer, telling him smart. You say that you have smart error and press F1 to continue. Smart is basically the hard drive's diagnostic software. You know, when you buy a hard drive on a PC, or when any hard drive has Smart integrated into that. Smart basically is that your hard drive typically will check the number of read and write errors that it has every time it's reading or writing data. And after it crosses one specific line, so for example, some hard drives will say when there's more than 3% read and write errors, display a smart error. And why does that display? It displays because it means your hard drive is creating higher than normal errors when it's writing and when it's reading on the surface. Typically, most of the time, when Smart shows up, it's time to change your hard drive. It's the first warning telling you the hard drive is actually failing, and the Smart is there to tell you it's time to change your hard drive and take all your data and put it into a new hard drive. So if you want to make sure that it's all right, that you don't lose anything, make sure that you have Smart. If that Smart message is there, that you change the hard drive with something new immediately. So basically, that's a common thing, and I've seen, as a tech guy, I see that regularly. Smart errors on hard drives. At least, what's the good thing about Smart? It's sad. We'll have to change hard drives. It's going to cost you money. But the good thing about Smart is that at least you have an advance warning. And, I've had hard drives displaying Smart errors for years and still work. But typically, when Smart happens, the hard drive will get more and more errors with time, and it's going to slow down your PC. So if he sees a change also in the in the speed of his overall Windows, his computer's kind of slowing down, that's also another hard drive. It's often a hard drive indication your hard drive is having problems, basically. And finally, you say that desktop PC of your husband does not keep time and reverts to 2001. That is because the CMOS battery is dead. You got a desktop. On all desktop PCs, there is a CR2032 battery. It's like it's a big, like a quarter, a US quarter, if you want, or a Canadian quarter. And basically, that battery is there and lasts for years. When it dies up, basically what happens is that your PC reverts the time back. On some computers, that battery will only initiate a bad date. So it's like you're going to go back to 2001, or if you have a really old PC, it goes back to 1980. But if on some other PCs it will tell you, CMOS has defaulted to, it's default, and basically press F1 to continue, and of course the date is not right. So it's quite easy to change. You can get a tech guy to do it, but I can tell you, if your husband can handle a screwdriver, I can bet you can change that battery. Just open the panel. Sorry. Just open the panel, and basically you'll spot. Look carefully at the motherboard. You'll spot a round silver, shiny silver thing, and it's the battery itself. On one side, there's a little clip. So if you push the clip, you'll see that the battery naturally moves up a little bit. Don't force anything. Just find the clip, and when you find the clip on the side, you'll see that the battery pops up like nothing. If the battery stays stuck, then there's a problem. And just change it with a brand new one. It costs, $5, even less. I get them at the dollar store here, and they work quite fine. But good ones like Energizers will cost you $5, $6, $7, and basically you have to change the battery. And once the battery is changed, you'll set the date, the time, everything, and you'll see that everything will be back to normal, and you won't have any problems anymore. I changed one just maybe with a funny little story. An old lady, she's like 80, I think she's 85 years old or something. And she's been a client of mine for a long, long time. And about 3-4 years ago, she lost my phone number. And because I am not putting ads anymore, she couldn't find my number again. And basically, she called another tech guy, which the guy was like 20 years old. And, she said he stayed there for about 4 hours, not knowing. And then he finally said, well, I think your computer's broken and you need to really buy a new one. And so he kind of charged her like $100 for not doing anything, which I find completely stupid. I don't charge. If I can't fix your PC, I don't charge. And finally, she found my number from a friend of hers that she went to, and she said, "Oh man, I lost my tech guy, and I love that tech guy, and I can't find him anymore." And she was talking, and her friend said, "Is his name Gilles?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I have his number. He comes here to fix my PC." So she got my number back, and when I got there, it took, I don't know, 5 minutes. I looked and said, "Well, your battery's dead." And she's the kind of woman it's funny because she wants to see by herself, So when I opened it, she said, "Show me where's the battery." And I said, "Look, that's the battery, this little shiny thing." And I took it out and I said, "Look, it's like a watch battery, basically." And I changed it. And I said, "Look, it doesn't ask for it anymore, and you'll put the dates back, It's just funny. But it also shows you how ignorant a lot of tech guys are. I mean, it's one of the basic things. I can tell you that. One of the basic things. If you don't know that there's a CMOS battery on the laptop, I can tell you one thing. I can tell you. You need to have a new tech guy. Oh, God. Okay, Windows 7 questions. Windows 7 questions. As we continue on with this tech show live. What else do we have here? Sorry, guys. Okay, Windows 7 questions coming to me from Charlie. Charlie says that he's got Windows 7 and he's never upgraded to Windows 10 because he didn't feel the need to upgrade to Windows 10. Now, he sees that all his friends are on Windows 10, and he's wondering if he did a good thing in staying to Windows 7 or not on his PC. So the question that he has, first of all, is what do I think about that? And also, he mentions that in one of my news bulletins, he saw that Windows 7 was still 45% at least of PCs. He's wondering why a lot of people did not upgrade, like I did not upgrade, for example. You know what? one thing that you got to know is in the PC world and in computers in general, people don't want change. Why? Because the majority of people know how to do the things they want to do on the existing computer the way it is. And if you change something, they are lost. So for probably a majority of that 45%, the idea behind it was, my PC works fine, does what I want, I don't care about any other version of Windows. And that's probably the majority of why people are still on 7. There's a small percentage that is probably, I've got something that works in Windows 7 will not work in Windows 10. They've searched, maybe they'll lose their printer, maybe they'll lose some software they're using, and it doesn't work on 10. So that's the smaller percentage that didn't move on. But the majority of these people are just, I don't care about Windows 10. My PC works fine, does what I want, and that's the important thing. And it's a very valid idea. I mean, if you're happy with Windows 7, you're happy with Windows 7. It's okay. You got to be careful with that because a lot of people are like, oh, God, you got to get the latest thing. Well, not necessarily. You don't have to follow everyone. And that's why. Also, you say that you've networked your Windows 7 PCs to share files and share printers. Can I do the same thing if I have a Windows 10 computer in the network? Yeah, Windows 10 and Windows 7 speak to each other very well in a network environment. No problem there. You'll be able to share your printer and your files. No problem there. Other question, can I have Windows 10? I understand that I understand that I can't have Windows 10 for free anymore unless you know of any trick that still exists. You know what? We answered that a little earlier. It's like maybe there's the key thing where if you use your valid Windows 7 key that you have in an upgrade to Windows 10, maybe it still works. But you know what? The last time that I've seen somebody do this was a month ago, more than a month ago, and it did work more than a month ago. Maybe it's still working and it's still giving you a free version of Windows 10, but it's a risk you got to take. And if it doesn't work, then you'll have to go back to Windows 7 if you don't want to pay for Windows. And finally, a last question that you've got: missing keys on a Toshiba laptop, a Toshiba A200, an old laptop that I have. Is there a way to get these keys back? One of them seems to really be broken. What can I do? Well, you know what? Change the keyboard. It's really inexpensive. If you go on the internet, you can simply type Toshiba A200 keyboard. You'll see it, and it's probably going to cost you like $20, and you order it. It's extremely, on an A200, it's extremely easy to change the keyboard. The top row of your keyboard, there's a little plastic hinge that when you lift it up is just clipped there. You lift it up slowly and you hear the clicking sound of the clips. And you'll remove that and you'll see that the keyboard comes off. There's a little screw holding it. You unscrew it, take the keyboard. They'll have a kind of a ribbon cable about this big. Put the ribbon cable of the new keyboard in there. Put the keyboard back, the screw, and just push the plastic hinge on the top of the row of the keyboard, and you're all set. And it's extremely easy. You can do it. I get a lot of people that say, oh, I can do that. It seems complicated. I want to break something. It's like, no. I can tell you, it's very, very easy, especially on an A200. Yes, there are some laptops that are absolutely horrible in changing the keyboard, and it's almost impossible, and you have to take it apart just to change the keyboard. But on a lot of the Toshiba computers, it's a very, very easy thing to do. So you can do it. You can do it. Don't worry. Especially on an A200. Hope we answered your questions. Okay. Internet radio questions. Interesting. This one was interesting. It comes from Elliot, and Elliot says, hello, I am watching regularly your videos, your tech news, and also some of your live shows that I watch later in the evening. Question I have, I want to buy myself for Christmas a internet radio. What should I look for in such a device? I really don't know where to start. Okay, what to look for on the internet radio stuff? First thing you need to look for is basically what networks. It's a little complex here, but internet radios, okay, work under a basic form. They have a software installed inside that typically will connect to a specific streaming service. So you've got out there Receiva, which is one streaming service. For example, my Sangean and a lot of Sangean receivers use Receiva. So if you go to Receiva.com or RECIVA.com, that's one streaming service. Some use Shoutcast. Better yet, if you find one that has both, even better. One of the reasons why I would say that if you have a radio that has both is better, if forever some reason somewhere one of the two services would fail, you still have the other one to rely on. One of the problems with internet radios, and most of them right now, is that they rely on a service that if it disappears from the web, your radio is kind of a useless box suddenly. Make sure that your internet radio easily connects to your home network also. For a simple reason, you can play your favorite music from your PC into the internet radio. What else do we check for? Of course, sound quality. If you're going to listen to music a lot, make sure that you choose a good version, a good one. I have a Sangean WFR20, and it uses the same sound system as the Bose system. Man, that thing is a little black box that rocks. I mean, the sound quality out of there is amazing. And since my internet radio is 90% music, I love it. And, check out the features that come with the internet radio. Everything that it can do. Can it stream, your audio? Some will let you, if you want, do a little something that's pretty cool, is that it enables you to enter some streaming URLs directly inside them. So instead of using a service to have the audio, you can actually tell it, oh, I listen to my favorite internet radio station on that page. You give it the page and it finds the link onto stream the audio. There's not a lot of those that do this, but that's something. And finally, you know what? I would think a lot about it. Some of these internet radios with good sound quality are really expensive. And you know what? I would think that one thing that is maybe interesting, why not turn one of your PCs into an internet radio instead? Of course, having an autonomous internet radio is cool. I mean, I'm happy to have my Sangean WFR20. I find that device really, really cool. Yet, if your need is mostly to listen to streams online, it's almost better to, you can buy yourself all sorts of Bose speakers or speakers of different companies that can link to your computer via Bluetooth or different. Bluetooth I don't like that much because it cuts off, and it's a horrible and unreliable way of streaming music most of the time. I like even better, there are new speakers that use Wi-Fi. There are some Bose Wi-Fi speakers. These are better because they use your inner Wi-Fi connection of your network. And I find those to be much, much better in sound quality, and there's less cutoff. And, why not turn your computer into an internet radio and buy really good speakers? Maybe that could be another alternative, I like the fact that I have an autonomous box that does it. But maybe you can invest into really good quality speakers instead and use your PC to do it. And most PCs today are powerful enough that even if you're doing something else with your PC, you can still stream music and listen to music. So that could be interesting, basically. So check that out. There's lots of internet radios out there, and it's kind of a little jungle. And if you're going to buy an internet radio that doesn't have that good sound quality or anything, it's almost better to basically buy a good set of speakers. And you can buy, like I said, you can buy wireless speakers, so your PC doesn't have to be connected to them. And you can stream your favorite music all through the house. One that I do like that works really, really well is the Sonos. I've seen Sonos on many, many of my clients' homes. And they have Sonos speakers everywhere. And it is an amazing system. Sonos works in general very well, has amazing sound quality. And that could be something you can think about. Of course, these speakers are a little expensive, do have great sound. And what's cool is that you can have a speaker in each room. And, in your PC, you just select. You say, hey, I want to play the music in the kitchen or in the third floor, in the second floor bedroom or, in the living room. You choose the room that you want, and you can play it in every room if you want. So Sonos is another one that's interesting for that. You say that you have a friend of yours that has a internet radio, and you say that the internet radio seems to cut off all the time in some streams, not every stream. You know what? Streams on the internet are not all created equal. Some streams from some internet radio stations are really bad and cut off all the time, and often it isn't your fault. Streams that are far away might cut off more often. Listening to a stream, here I'm in Canada. If I listen to a stream from a station in Asia, some streams will be good, but some can cut off more often. The distance does have an effect on the cutoff rate. Some streams are bad quality anyways, they are just bad because at the other end it's not being sent right. If only certain streams do it, it could be that. Now, another thing that can happen is you got to be careful. If the streams that are cutting off all the time are high quality streams, typically sending out, like, for example, 256 kilobits per second of audio, that's higher quality audio. In some cases, it could be your own network that is the problem. Some routers, especially if you have multiple devices connected to the router, like here I've got several computers, I've got an iPhone, I've got my Android phone, I've got 2 tablets, I've got a ton of little devices, my internet radio. All of these things connect all on in the router. So sometimes when you have multiple devices, there could be basically cutouts because there's too many devices connected. Some routers allow you sometimes to tell, okay, this device has a higher priority for data, which lessens the cutout. But it can happen, or if your internet connection is poor, there can be some cutouts also. One test that you can do is check out, YouTube streams. Do YouTube streams buffer all the time? That might indicate that something more in your internet connection or your friend's internet connection and his network than anything else. And finally, you're asking me, is there an online radio station guide of some sort? Look, you can use different, you can use apps like iTunes, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio to some point. You can go to websites like Receiva, Receiva.com. will let you listen to the streams of all of the stations, and basically all the streams of the stations. Basically, for example, my Stanchion WFR20 uses a Receiva database. That means on your PC you have the same 16, 17,000 streams that's available on my Wi-Fi radio, but you do it through your PC. So Receiva, there's of course many different websites. If you look at it, there's streams. There are many websites that actually gather tons of streams of internet radio stations around the world. So check it out, and you will see But there's a lot of stuff available on the internet. You don't, like I say, you don't really need that much an internet radio to have fun with that, for sure. Hey, we enjoy our shows. Of course, patreon.com/radioandcomputers. You can donate any amount for live shows that I do. And, it's a recurrent thing every month. So if you wish to help me in any way, it's a great place to become a patron for me and help me. PayPal, this is another place where you can send me donations if you wish. I want to thank everybody that already donated. Once again, if there's an impossibility, you can't give or anything, it's quite all right. I understand that some people can't. That's okay. Don't worry about it. So, hello the chat room. We are here now. It's 4 p.m. Once again, I just want to mention a few things here. If you wish to participate, Tim Robinson did. He sent me a little link. You can send me pictures or videos of your Christmas decorations, if you wish. That could be cool. And basically, sorry, I got distracted here. I didn't know you were out of the job, Carol. I wish you good luck for tomorrow, I can tell you that. Okay, so anybody that wants to send me pictures or videos of their Christmas decorations, next week we're going to show that. On the live show. And next week's show is going to be a little special. Next week, if some have any questions, of course I'll answer some questions, but it's going to be a really relaxed show next week. Next week, my number one rule is to just take it easy and talk with you guys. And basically, I'll be next to my Christmas tree, so you guys are going to see my decorations live. And we're going to talk, and I want us to share our, Christmas memories, all sorts of things that, you want to talk about. We're just going to interact more or less, much more than anything else. So that's coming next week. So next week, don't expect me to answer too many questions. It's mostly going to be Christmas time show. And also, I wanted to mention that in between Christmas and New Year, December next week is December 20th. So December 27th, Tuesday, December 27th, no show. I'm taking a break between Christmas and New Year of live shows, except one special live show for the radio channel. But there won't be any tech show on Tuesday, December 27th. We're going to come back with our live shows on Tuesday, January the 3rd. That's when we're coming back with our tech show on Tuesdays. So basically, that's where it's going to be. And okay, so this is Live Tech Show 57. I'm going to leave this keyboard here. We are Tuesday, December 13th, 2016. 2017, already a year in advance. Helpwithyourcomputers@gmail.com is where you can send me your questions also. And so everybody in the chat, hello. Yes, Carol. Carol T, we will have a special New Year, a special holiday radio channel show on Wednesday, the December the 28th. So it should be at, I think I'm going to put it at 2100 UT. So that's going to be cool. Moody said, yes, we do have Spotify in Canada. Yes, we do. Yes, Talib Rasulov, hello. I've seen your question. Don't worry, I'm going to get to it at some point. And what else do we have? Yeah, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to everybody as we go on. And sorry guys, sneezing. Oh man. Okay, Boxing Day special. I'm going to be on Boxing Day. Christmas falls on Sunday, I believe, this year. 25th Sunday, yeah. Technically, on the 24th, Saturday the 24th, I'll be partying until at least 4 or 5 a.m. on the 25th. So the 25th, I'll probably be a little hungover and tired. And Monday the 26th, you won't even see me in stores. I hate tons of people, I can tell you that. So, yeah, Great Old Pearls, I think it's going to be a cool show. And who knows? Maybe Santa is going to show up. Let's cross our fingers if you guys believe in Santa. That all depends if you've been good or bad, basically. So, yep, good luck, Carol, in your job interview. I really wish you the best. Okay, Bostron Pie says, how long do you think a Dell Dimension 5000 will last in this generation? Let me just check here. These are Dell Dimension 5000. What specs are these? Okay. So this is a older but not too old device from what I see here. No thanks. Okay. What do we have here? These are. Just want to see. Well, these are old devices, old stuff. I don't think you'll have. Hold on to it as long as you can because. I don't know if you have a specific model number, but Dell Dimension 5000 seems to be an old device here, from what I see. But it has different models, so it could be if it's a 5000 model precisely, it's an old thing. I don't think it's going to last that long. Depends what you want to do for email and just surfing. Yeah, might be a little slow, but should work. And don't worry about it, Carol. There's absolutely no problem there. What else do we have? Hello, Bobby Burgess, Albert Zappa. What else do we have? Grape Old Pearls, of course. Tim Robinson, Stephen Mail, Apollo's Knights. Hello there. What else do we have? We have. Just check. I hope I'm not missing out on anything. Hello, Graciela Momentari. Nice to have you here. Patrick Manny. Nice to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution, by the way. What else do we have? Anybody I'm missing out here? Trying to find. Hope not missing anybody. If I haven't said hi, just say hi again. I'm going to say hello. So not enough information, Bostron Pie, on the blue screen of that with that number. There's more on that page than just a number, because just a number on a blue screen does not point out to anything. You need a full screen. You know, on the page when there's a blue screen, it's often related to a specific file. It's going to say, well, this process did this, and it gave me this blue screen. So for sure. Hey, Sandy and Sue, nice to have you on board. And pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else do we have? Yes, Bobby Burgess, I believe I did. Oh, Christine Bowman, forgot. I did see you at the beginning of the chat, but I didn't go all the way to the beginning. So hello. Christine Bowman and Bobby Burgess. Yes, everybody's, it's pretty cool to have everybody here and do our live show. So let's check out. I've got a few things that have arrived through the email today. I've got Douglas Elliott. Oh, and we're going to read a little something about Stephen Mail here that has also a message that I didn't read. YouTube videos restart after 10 seconds or so and then play normally to the end in the Edge browser. Any tips? That's interesting. The restart after 10 seconds. Do you have a ad blocker installed on your browser? That can cause weird behavior on some YouTube videos. For example, I've got AdBlock Plus in Firefox on this machine, and if I play videos every 6 or 7 videos, it kind of loops fast in like 2 seconds of video all the time. And I know it's the AdBlock Plus, so if you're using that, could be that. I would erase the cache and the temporary files and everything also. Apart from that, what else can you do? 10 seconds, restart after 10 seconds. What could restart videos after 10 seconds? And you see that they play normally to the end afterwards. Kind of a very weird glitch here. So check out if you're using an ad blocker. Could be that. Yeah, but the AdBlock Plus, Douglas, is different in Edge. Turn it off temporarily in Edge and try to view a YouTube video again, and give me basically give it a try, or else go into the 3 little dots on the upper right corner. Into settings, and then go to clear browsing data and erase the browsing history, cookies, and safe website data, cache data files, and check out if that fixes the issue. Apart from that, I'm trying to think what could cause this to start all the time. And yeah, that's another suggestion. Stephen Mail says turn Flash Player in Edge, turn off. You can try to turn off Flash Player in Edge if you don't need Flash in other websites. But even then, I believe Edge defaults to HTML5 with YouTube videos. So yes, the uBlock origin in Edge is in beta form right now. It is not the official version, Grapple Pearls. I would, unless you want to have fun and having possible problems, you might want to wait a little bit before it really is official. Moody Said says, it's me again today. While restarting my notebook, I got a black screen and the screen show only my mouse arrow. I don't know why. Do you think it's something related to the new cumulative update? I've not read a lot of the of the post yet, but I don't know. Have you tried forcing a restart if it didn't do anything, Moody Said? Maybe it needed that. Yeah, it's possible that YouTube works in uBlock Origin. I haven't tried it yet. I would need to try it out. I haven't tried uBlock Origin. Albert Zappa. Yeah, YouTuber PewDiePie with an income of over 15 million a year. I would like to get there to 15 million a year with YouTube shows. But what is not said here, because you know what? I did my own calculations because I have my own idea of how much we make on YouTube because I do have ad revenue on YouTube. So I know about how much you know, for every 10,000 views, I know approximately how much you get money. Okay, even more. I would say, and I know the average of money you get per million views. And what I understand, so the guy's got, you know, a lot. He's got like he's got millions and millions of subscribers. And I looked at his numbers, the PewDiePie channel numbers. And even better yet, you know what? I'm going to check out something here. We're going to go to Social Blade. And I'm going to check out PewDiePie on Social Blade. We're going to check that out. I want to see PewDiePie's Social Blade information. So PewDiePie is one of the first YouTubers. He was there at the beginning. PewDiePie. Let's just check the guy. Here we go. Okay. So here's the thing. And I'm going to tell you guys what I think. So he made 15 million. Okay, that's what they say. His income was 15 million. Yet, according to Social Blade, his estimated yearly earnings should be in the range of about 1 to 10 million. And if I take that number and put it in the actual my numbers, because I can see my numbers and I know where I am in that range, because there's a very wide range, is probably somewhere in the middle at 5 million. So what I'm saying here, this is not true YouTube money. So it's 15 million. What they're not saying here is not coming from YouTube only. He's getting probably 5 or 6 million out of YouTube and getting about 10 million out of all sorts of partners, you know, talking about products. You know, he talks about a lot about games. A lot of the games that he talks about are games that are actually he's getting money to pay about to talk about these games. The companies that make these games are paying him so that he can play the games. So the 15 million, I can tell you that, is at least 10 million probably is out of YouTube. It's just from getting money from everywhere, of the different companies that sponsor him. And I'd say 4 or 5 million come out of YouTube. You know, YouTube, I won't say numbers, but YouTube is actually we can say it, YouTube is very cheap. Because per million view, the amount of money you get is very low compared to, say you do a 30-minute show and get and get a million view on TV, you're gonna get a lot of money. On YouTube, it's almost laughable, I would say. I'm working my ass off to get decent money out of YouTube. And I know that my way of making more money is through getting sponsors and maybe selling products and stuff like that. And that's 2017. We're going to check it out. Everybody's struggling on YouTube. I mean, if you're not at the top, 10,000, and the ad revenue from YouTube is down from every year. It's been down. When I started in 2000, I started making YouTube videos in 2010. And my first monetization was in 2011. And basically, back then, YouTube ads paid about 3 to 3.5 times what they pay today. If the ad money would have stayed the same, I wouldn't even be asking for donations today with the money I would make. But the fact that the money's dropped, it's 3 times less, almost 4 times less. I'm really scared of? I'm scared of January. Every January is when it drops, because they have all sorts of new ad deals with different companies. And, December right now is, for me, will be this year the best month. And it's totally normal because it's the month where, there's a lot of ad revenue. There's a lot of companies that put ads on YouTube videos because it's Christmas time. So this month of December is the best month for me this year. But I'm scared of what January is going to be like. Because it was not my lowest. This year my lowest month I think was like April or May. That was really bad. That April month or May of this year was so bad that it, I'll be honest. When I took my summer break out of live shows. It was kind of also because I was kind of a little depressed at what the month of April, May, and June gave me in ad revenue for YouTube. And I needed to take some time off to, just do a little more things that I wanted and think about my future as a podcaster, a broadcaster, and whatever. Basically, that's... you gotta check it out. And we'll see. We'll see. But I'm a little scared of what's coming in January. We're really gonna see. We're really gonna see. So yeah. The problem with ads on YouTube is if I have ads, I'll need to have ads that are possible ads for a wide audience, around the world. So I need ads for products that are sold everywhere. If I have an ad, I'll have a little something. I get some, I'm getting some freebies this month. To give you an idea, a radio. I'm receiving a free radio and all sorts of goodies in a box from somebody that loves what I do and just wanted to give me that so I can talk about it. There are some people out there that want to advertise stuff, that's for sure. I need to find a way to get the good advertisers. Also, I gotta say, I'm putting a lot of faith in From the Couch show that will be starting January the 12th, because I think the teaming of me and my nephew is kind of fun. It brings a different perspective, a different way of doing things in a show. My nephew, my nephew is wants to do this. My nephew wants to. When we ended our show last week, our unboxing of his Surface Pro 4. The minute the camera closed, I looked at him and said, "So, did you find it cool?" And he found it like real cool. He was like, "Wow, this is what I want to do." He was prepped up. He was like, "Wow, I want to do this for a living." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you got to work hard, be prepared." But you know what? The guy is interesting also. My nephew is interesting because he wants to work really hard for things like that to work out. And my nephew is in a moment where he doesn't know what he wants to do in life. He's at university. He's got his, he's got his bachelor's degree. He's got, the guy's got brains. I mean, but he's lost in what he wants to do in life. And, I am the one who said, well, you've got talent for different things. He's got talent for video games also. I'd like to see him do something with video games also, live maybe, or So I don't know, lots of things, and the problem is, I get these hate mails regularly of people saying, "Well, why do you ask for money all the time, and why is it you're talking about money all the time?" I'm sorry, but you know what? Money is what makes the world turn, and money is. I got to pay my bills. I got to pay for the food. I got to pay for everything, and asking for money is not what I like. It's annoying. I find it annoying every time I have to talk about Patreon and PayPal and please donate. It's just that unfortunately I've put a lot of my energy into this, in trying to build something here, and I'm making an okay living. I'm not, I can pay the rent and the bills, but I'm not making enough of a living for being worth, it's like, it's okay to pay the bills and everything, but when at the end of the month, you paid your rent, you paid everything that you owe, you look at what you got left, and it's like you've got not a lot of money left. It's kind of discouraging because you're like, okay, I work hard, I pay everything, yet I don't have enough. It's fun to have a little more that you can do a little more with, So I don't know. It's something to check out, And the problem is also, I understand the other point of view. It's like, everybody watching this show has to live also. You guys and girls out there pay your rent and pay your, your bills and pay for everything and your food on the table every day. And I do understand that some don't have money. I do understand that giving away money is kind of, hard. It's like, it's really cool. A lot of you have come through in a fantastic way, and donations and everything. But I do understand that I can't rely on asking people for money. I have to find other ways of monetizing everything. And a lot of people, I've had some really sweet emails from a lot of you out there that are watching my my shows, and some of you have some disabilities. Some of you have, are, of course, having your old age pensions and stuff like that. That for a lot of you, it's just not much more than the bare minimum you have to live every month. And, and I find that sad, because it's sad. I find anybody that has just the bare minimum to live with, unfortunately, is sad. I don't think anybody should have just the bare minimum to live with and be, be not having money left after you've paid all the bills, and basically having some problems there. So it's I've put a gamble on what I'm doing anyways, and I'm not saying anything negative about what I do, because the thing is I've done a choice. I've chosen to put the maximum amount of effort in what I'm doing now, basically. And I'm working hard for what I do, and I'm trying. And it's something I love doing, not just the live show, but the videos, and continuing. But we need to try and do better in 2017. And yep, that's pretty much basically. Oh, cool. Talib Rasulov got his computer fixed by installing the latest update. Cool. So it fixed your you probably had a bad video driver or something, I would say. You probably had just to re-answer Eduardo Morera, your Dell Dimension 5000, you say it's running Windows 10 great. As long as it's doing what it's doing great, I do not think it's going to be, I think it's going to still work with, Creators Update. They're not really changing much the minimum requirements from machine to machine. So I think it's still going to be okay for a little while. So don't worry about it. And if it does what you want, it's pretty cool. Stephen Mail sent a little email that I didn't read today. He says his Acer 23.5-inch monitor all of a sudden is showing white spots in all the corners. That's weird. In all four corners, you've got white spots? And you can only see it when the screen is dark. And when you say spots, what do you mean? A little dot, or really a big chunk of, That's weird. To answer your question, 7th generation i3 better than a 6th generation i5, I can answer very easily. An i7, an i5, and an i3, okay? Even a older generation i5 is better than a newer generation i3, but a newer generation i3 does not beat an i5 or an i7. It's very far. The i3 being the minimum is very far from the two other ones, the i5 and i7. And so no, even the latest i3 will not be as fast as, last generation's i5 or i7. So, the first thing you should check for is get at least an i5 or an i7. Stay away from i3. Every PC that I've seen with an i3, this one's with the insider preview here is an i3. I've got another one that's an i3 in my office. All of them are slow compared to i5s or i7 PCs. So my direct answer to that question is take at least an i5 or an i7, even if it's the generation before. It's still better than getting the latest i3. And between i5 and i7, there ain't that much difference. Because the i3, the i5, and the i7, think of the i3 as the minimum. The i5 is not actually in the mid-range. It's like mid to upper range. It's more than the middle. So it's closer to the i7. But the i7, of course, does beat all of them. So Even if it's a generation before, you're better off with an i5 or i7 than an i3. So, and finally, he says that not very impressed with the features that he sees in Creators Update. We're still far off, and there's still a lot of features going to be added, though, in the next Insider previews. And you've got various problems since the anniversary update with the first two versions of Windows 10 ran fine, or more or less. So after resetting my Dell, after upgrading, I am still learning of getting a Chromebook. So, it's up to you. You'll see what's going to happen. And hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Let's just go back to the chat here. i3 is faster than Core Duo, but barely. I can tell you that. Core Duo is old. It's not much faster. It is slightly faster, but the Core 2 Duo is slower. Yes. You know what? That is amazing. Grateful Pearl says, I'm excited about the Cortana Echo-like device coming in 2017. I am pumped. Well, you know what? There's going to be a lot of Cortana stuff, because what I've seen is that basically Cortana will be running on, basically, since they've opened up Windows 10 to the ARM processor with the emulation stuff, what happens is now every manufacturer, including other people in Microsoft, can say, hey, I'm going to make a thermostat that will have a little screen on it, and your thermostat is going to be work with Cortana. So you're going to say, can you raise the temperature to 74 Fahrenheit, please? And hey Cortana, shut down the heat. Hey Cortana, one article I was reading, and people were saying, hey, there could be this little device that you put on your fridge, like a fridge magnet, but it's a little PC that has Cortana, and it's going, hey Cortana, remind me to buy milk tomorrow. Stuff like that. So that opens up a bunch, and one of the articles I read is it opens up so much to the market, and the possibility of having all sorts of weird devices with Cortana enabled in it, that it's kind of cool, actually. It's kind of cool. So, since the update, the free upgrade was over, it stagnated a little bit, but from what I see, Stephen Mail, by the way, November and December numbers seem to be quite good. December could even be like a 2% increase in Windows 10, because now every PC you buy, and everybody is going to buy a new PC, will have Windows 10. That's where are going to come the Windows updates a lot. So, but you know what? Price will not be that high, because the thing is, these ARM devices are really cheap compared to a PC. I can see an ARM device very, very cheap, a $100 device on your table that has Cortana in it, easily with that. I think that's going to be something. So, hope it is good, but I've never heard this company, Harman Kardon. Harman Kardon is a very, very, is a well-known company for people that are in the music business and are in listening to music. They are, Harman Kardon for a long time made high-end audio systems. So they were like top of the line. You would buy Harman Kardon because they were like the best in the world. So Vladimir says, have first generation compute stick with Windows 10. Had to uninstall extra apps that I did install to get the anniversary update. Will it be good for creator update? You'll probably at the creator update, Vladimir, have the same problem, meaning that you'll need to make space But one of the cool things about the Creators Update is afterwards, there's a better compression system in removing files that are unused to make the most space possible. So you'll probably have the same problem, and you'll have to make space for Creators Update, but it shouldn't be bigger. I don't think the Creators Update will be about the same size as a download that you had for the Anniversary Update. So you'll have to kind of do the same maneuvers, but you should be able to get to the Creators Update. So what is happening, Mark Choza? I laughed my head off once. One of my Toshiba computers that I bought had some Armin Kardon speakers on it. And I thought it was gimmicky, that, what the hell, it's just a laptop. And I got to say one thing. When I had that laptop, everybody around me was saying, wow, the volume on your laptop speakers is so high compared to my laptop. And that's when I knew, well, okay, it's not just gimmicky. It does have better audio. So, Bobby Burgess says, some people will get a new phone every 1 or 2 years. How long people will wait till they get a new tablet or computer? Yeah, it's not the same thing. You know what? Tablets and computers last longer for most people than phones. But even phones, you know what? The reason why Apple had made a new version of the iPhone 5 for the low-end market is because typically a lot of people keep their phones 3 and 4 years at least. I know a lot of people that are running iPhone. They're still on iPhone 4s or old Samsung Galaxy S4. And for a lot of people, it's a lot of money. These things cost a lot of money. So even phones. When you say you can't update anything, you mean Windows? So but I think there's going to be tons of little things for sure. Electra Thomason says, what do you think of my bank offering free McAfee? I have Windows 10. Should I use it on Intel Pentium 1.7 gigahertz? You're going to kill off your PC if you install McAfee. It's very sluggish. It turns the PC into very sluggish. You know what? If you're better off with, I would. This is so popular lately. Here we have Bell internet service, and I believe even my internet service provider, Videotron, actually gives now McAfee free if you want. I don't want that, and I would not install it, Electra. I would not install it. So it's amazing. Willie Side says, do you think the Microsoft getting success with Windows 10 by the end of 2016? One thing for sure of Windows 10 is it's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow because there's no other way around it. If people continue to use a Windows PC, we're going to eventually have Windows 10 on a majority of machines. The thing is what will happen in the next 5 years exactly? We already see that PC sales are down, not just Windows, Macs also. Macs even more than Windows. So people don't want to buy laptops and computers anymore. A lot of people are happy with their little device, phones or a small tablet. I think that's going to be interesting to see what will be the future with Windows 10 and everything. I can tell you that. Future looks quite interesting. I mean, of course, we'll adapt everything. I'm a tech guy, so we'll adapt stuff. And I was thinking, if I continue making videos, for example, once we start having these devices with ARM processors and Windows 10, of course, maybe creating a separate channel for, or actually for a long time, I'm thinking of creating a YouTube channel for Internet of Things devices. And if I can get, my hands on a lot of these little devices, I think that could be interesting. Yeah, false positives on antivirus is common. It's very, very common. A lot of antivirus have false positives. Where I would say that it's mostly a problem with McAfee is that it makes your computer so slow. So Vladimir has seen Windows XP emulated on an Android tablet. Wow, cool. So, but a lot of antivirus programs are too heavy. I got to say that they need to. And what's the worst thing? The latest security bulletins that I've read on antivirus mentioned that almost every antivirus miss something like 30 to 40% of malware and viruses. They won't even tell you, and you'll be infected. And you know what? That answers a kind of a question mark that I have personally. Over the years of going as a tech guy on, at my clients, I often wondered how come so many people had infections, yet had an antivirus installed. McAfee, Norton, Kaspersky, Not32, all these antiviruses, but still we're able to be infected so hard by malware and all sorts of adware and viruses. And I do, I do come to the conclusion that antivirus isn't actually that good. And that's why, a lot of people always tell me, well, you're always saying that antivirus isn't that important, that people should be careful and blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, that's your best policy. Your best policy is be careful. I've seen as a tech guy, little old ladies that did not have antivirus on their machine for years. And you get there and it's like there's no virus in there. They just didn't do much. They did their little things that they do all the time. And because they didn't go everywhere and click on everything, they never got infected. You are the antivirus. You are the best antivirus in the world. Every time there's a local magazine here that gives tips to consumers. And I was horrified to see on the cover page while I was at the grocery store the other day. The first thing that it said is the best antivirus to protect you. And the first thing I said is, man, these people are dumb. That is, people are going to buy that and going to say, hey, I'm going to buy that best antivirus. Now I'm going to be safe. No. I don't give a F about whatever antivirus you're using. I don't care. You need to be careful. That's the way it works. The rest, I don't care. If somebody tells me he's using McAfee, fine. You like it? Works? Okay. But the thing is, you are the one that is the security. That's the thing. And that's what people don't understand. Security starts with making sure everything is updated. We have today Patch Tuesday updates, which are security updates. These protect you. Then what you do on the internet is the second thing. That's it. Oh man, I can tell you. Oh, of course. Tim says, I mate always on porn sites. And is forever calling me. I can tell you one thing is that the number of people that I've fixed viruses that went to porn sites, gaming sites, or live streaming of illegal TV shows. Amazing. Yes, Carol, you have to be responsible. What I always like is when I go to a client and I tell them, well, okay, well, you've got a virus here, and they look at me, it's like I haven't done anything. And by the type of virus, you know that they've gone to some illegal website stuff, man, always amazes me. Hey, Miss Lady Catherine 313. Stay away from these things, the fix me stick and all of that. Really, these things are, useless for the most part. And just, be careful. Sorry. Mark Choza, use Google for the Windows Update Fix-It tool for Windows 10, and on the Microsoft website. Or look at my channel, the videos I've posted yesterday. A video about the Fix-It tool. Was it yesterday or Friday? A video about with the Fix-It tool for Windows Update. That will automatically fix your Windows Update problems, Mark. One of the biggest problems right now, Patrick Manny says Malwarebytes does not like AUS Logic's disk defrag. Very often, the antivirus or anti-malware software will tell you that is no good. For example, to make my videos, I use Cam Studio. And if you download Cam Studio with almost any antivirus, it's going to say, hey, this is bad software, you shouldn't use it. And the reason is, Cam Studio comes packed with some software that is, close to illegal activity. It's bundled with junk, and that junk is what makes the antivirus go crazy. But Cam Studio itself is safe to use. So there's a lot of software that's the biggest problem. They basically bundle crapware with the stuff that you want, and that's where it doesn't go well. It wants to stop the download, or it's going to say, hey, this is, really, really bad. And, talking about common sense, by the way, on viruses and malware, I think 99% of the time when somebody had malware on his PC, the person told me, I found it weird, but I clicked anyway. And I always tell them, you found it weird. Your own instinct was telling you this is wrong. Why the hell did you click anyway? So, if you take into account that if everybody that had, I think this is weird, and would not have clicked on it, well, all of these people would not have malware on their PCs. Yeah, it could happen, Bobby Burgess. Every antivirus at some point does it has some kind of false positives, basically. So, yeah, Unchecky sometimes works. That's one thing that you can try. Unchecky is a software that when you install something that has some junkware, it unchecks or it checks no, not to install the software that you have that comes bundled with it. It's an interesting software. I've made a video once of it. I installed it just check it out, and yeah, it's not too bad. So oh yeah, it's true. Grapple Pearls, you got that lock screen issue. I need to try and check it out and find out about the lock screen issues. I should check out with my Insider machine here if it does work. And I like the new Cortana. And by the way, in the Insider preview, I like the fact that for those that didn't see the video, I don't know if it's going to work now. Hey, Cortana. That's not listening, I think. Yeah, there's a problem with the mic. Why is there a problem with the mic? It was working before, unless I've plugged in something. Oh, it's disabled. Here we go. Enable. 1, 2. Okay. Let's just try it out. You guys are going to see. Hey, Cortana. Oh, it doesn't understand me. Hey, Cortana. You see, now it's very small, but it usually takes the full screen. I like that new feature of Cortana. Hey, Cortana. Oh, why does it stay small? I hate it. I like it when it's it becomes full screen, like it does from time to time. I'm just gonna leave it like that a little bit. Maybe it's gonna work in a few seconds. I hope I didn't start Cortana on every computer that's watching me live right now. Oh man, basically. So yeah, unchecky. That's the thing. Unchecky. Unchecky. Vladimir, I did look at OBS or Studio for screen recording. I don't like it. I don't like the way that it's done. I like Cam Studio for the recording of screen recorder. As for the streaming, I'm using Wirecast Play, basically. What question did I have here? CCleaner. Somebody asked about CCleaner. Oh, Patrick Manny. CCleaner is safe. The CCleaner is safe. You know, I've never had any clients. CCleaner, by the way, is popular. I've got so many clients that I've seen that use it. So I can tell you that it's safe to use, yes, because I've never had to fix an issue with anybody using CCleaner. So it means that what it does it well. Where I'm not much of a fan of CCleaner, I always believe that CCleaner and programs like that do nothing useful on a PC. It's my opinion. Some of my clients say no, I find that the PC runs faster after I do it. I personally don't have CCleaner on any of my machines. I've never really used it much, and I will not install it and use it because I do not think it's a useful piece of software. That is my own opinion, and I know a lot of you are using it, like Stephen Mail and everything, and a lot of my clients are using it. And the reason I'm not finicky about it, if I see it on a PC, is I know that it doesn't break the PC anyways. So if you think it does something, you know, Mark, if you have Windows 8.1, you have the Windows Update Fix-It tool available for Windows 8.1 also. The Windows Fix-It tool is available for Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10. So you just choose the correct version for your Windows, and it should work. So yeah, Adobe Reader has often had Flash Player or stuff like that bundled with it. Sometimes Chrome also. If you can't dropping bombs, if you can't restore your laptop using the I don't know the way you're doing it. If you're trying to restore it using the reset, are you meaning a restore or reset? If you want to restore by using the reset and it doesn't work, you'll need to go to the Microsoft page of Windows 10 to download the image and put it on a USB thumb drive and upgrade from there. Upgrade from there. Use the media creation tool on the Microsoft website. Download Windows 10 from there, the same version you have, and update it with the USB thumb drive or a DVD. If you can't from the machine itself. Does anyone still, Tim Robbins, does anyone still check their router logs for port scans, attempted DDoS attacks? You know, we get tons of that. Anybody that monitors a router, there's like hundreds and hundreds a day of these attacks. The important thing is to know that your router firewall works well and protects you for that. Grateful Pearl says, Joe, I have Kaspersky, and every time I'm on Edge and go to MSN News Stories, it prompts me to disconnect because it says it doesn't recognize the certificate. How do I fix that? That is interesting. Is it only the MSN page? And is the MSN page a favorite that you created? Try for a test to type msn.com directly in the browser. Grateful Pearls. Make sure that you type msn.com in the top in the browser itself to get the MSN page, and tell me if it does the same. If it doesn't, it could be that the favorite that you're using to go to the MSN News brings you to a page that is kind of an obsolete version. So the certificate, of course, is obsolete also. Make sure that your clock, date, and time is correct. Even a 1 hour difference can make a big difference. Make sure that your date and your time and the clock also. Certificates are sometimes not good because you have a wrong. Sometimes the time is okay, but the date is not. Make sure that you are correct in the date and the time. That's often a cause of certificate problems. And like I said, go to msn.com by typing yourself and see if it actually does that. The only other thing I would see is that Edge and Kaspersky have some kind of Gable Pro. Sorry, I popped up everybody's Cortana. Imagine a prank that you'll be able to do is mention, the Cortana name, and with the new feature that you can shut down PC, all you have to do is do a live show and you say, Cortana, shut down PC. Oh, now she's listening. She's going to shut down my PC. No, she didn't understand. I almost got caught by my own little joke here. Hey, Cortana. Oh, I understand now. I got to let it quiet. I think it's when it's like quiet for a while. It's that new feature. We're going to try it in a few seconds. I almost got caught by my own joke here. Oh, man. The time on my database releases on Kaspersky are always a different time than I have on my PC, but folks at Best Buy tell me it doesn't matter. Go figure. Yes, it does matter. Agrita, use Malwarebytes. Go to malwarebytes.org and download Malwarebytes anti-malware. You are infected with something. So yeah, mics have drivers in Windows always. So Helly, where did I say here? Helly, okay. My Windows 10 voice recorder says you need to set the microphone, and already I got built in my PC. Go to your volume control on the bottom right and right click on it. Go into recording devices, and in there you will see the microphones. Make sure that your microphone is not either disabled. If it is, you right click and you click enable. Make sure that it works. You need to have something like this with a green check mark. And you see when I talk, there's the green line that goes here that tells me I have sound. So check that out. And if there's nothing there, you might have a problem with your drivers for your microphone. For sure. For sure. Put it on a USB drive, dropping bombs. Once it's on the USB drive, open it. You'll see a setup, a Windows setup. Click on it, and it's going to say, oh, okay, you want to start reinstalling Windows. From there, you will be prompted two possibilities. Keep everything and update your computer or reinstall, or you can choose the option, remove everything and reinstall Windows. So basically. I don't know. We don't really know. Eduardo is talking about Project Neon, which is a code name for Windows 10 in a future version. Project Neon is what we know is a very, very high customizable Windows environment. Right now you have, themes that you can choose. You have certain colors you can choose in your Windows environment. In the Creators Update, the Project Neon is something that means you will be able to completely remodel like you want the colors in Windows 10. I've seen an example where, for example, your taskbar, instead of being one unified color, could be a splash of different colors all across. It looks kind of cool. Will it have more aero effect and stuff like that? We don't know. But I know that it's going to be so much more customizable. Fade A, you've got a problem with your microphone on the Surface Pro 4. You need to update. Check the updates for your Surface Pro 4. There is an update that was issued, I think it's yesterday. That is an update to the microphone and a sound card of the Surface Pro 4. This will fix. And if your update is stuck forever, go to the Microsoft website and use the Fix-It tool. Let me just go to Google here. Search for the Windows update. Look at my channel. I have a video on my channel, by the way. Let's go to my channel, and basically I posted. When was it? I posted a video. Let me just check the videos on the channel here. There's a video on my channel that was posted. Was it yesterday that I posted? Man, I post so many videos. I forget what I post. Okay. You've got one that was posted. Oh, okay. 4 days ago, last Friday, I believe. Windows Update Fix-It tool for Windows 10, 8.1, 8, and 7. Go and click the link in the description below my video here. So go to my channel, youtube.com/theofficialwindows8/videos. Get Windows Update Fix-It tool video. In the video at the bottom you have a Fix-It tool, a link to the Microsoft page for the Fix-It tool. Download the Fix-It tool. It will fix your update. Once that update is fixed, you will have an update for the audio driver. It's an update that they've done because there are some issues on Surface Pro 4 audio. So check that out. It's very important. Very important. Hey, take care, Carol, and have really, really good luck tomorrow for that interview. I really, really wish you the best. Maurice076 says, finally getting a chance to see a live show. Thanks you for your hard work. Well, thank you very much. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? You should be able to update if you use the update tool, Mark. I'm going to just shut this off because my lighting isn't strong enough to compensate. So it really is kind of interesting. Okay, so hey everyone, we've been on for a little more than 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think we've gone through pretty much every little questions. What I want to say is, so next week we're having our special show where we're going to just take it easy. We will answer a little bit of questions, but we'll try to just keep it in a Christmas mood. And I don't know, if you guys and girls have been good, Santa Claus might be there. Who knows? I know Santa Claus, by the way. He's a good friend of mine. And so basically we'll have a nice little Christmassy show next week. It's going to be interesting. I want to thank everybody for being here. Without you, girls and boys, there would be nobody. And it's always cool to have everybody here. Grateful Pearl says she's been a good girl. So we'll know if Santa's there, that's because you've been a good girl. Just wonder, Windows 10 for tvOS maybe soon is possible. No, because tvOS does not have the same basic functionalities that will enable and make Windows 10 run. So see you next week, everybody. Thanks for the great comments. And next week, Christmas show, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours Universal Time. Hope everybody enjoyed. Take care, everybody. It was nice to have all of you here. And oh, so sad. Enoch, sorry, we're ending as you've just joined. Sorry. Hope you can join in next week. So bye-bye, everyone. Take care and have a great week. And for those that love that follow me on the radio shows, Friday, 2000 hours UT, that's 3 p.m. Eastern, I got my wideband hangout. We're going to talk about scanner radios. Saturday is a shortwave show. Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2000 hours UTC. So that's going to be the radio shows for this week also. So take care all. It's nice to have all of you here. And see you next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye, everyone.